What's up, Bills Mafia? Today, the Buffalo Bills released their first official depth chart heading into their first preseason game against the Colts. And I got that to talk about and so much more. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, today the Buffalo Bills released their official depth chart heading into their first preseason game this Saturday against the Colts. By the way, it is at 1 o'clock at Highmark Stadium, also known as the Ralph or the Rich, whatever you like to call it. I prefer the Ralph or the Rich. You know, either one's good. Highmark, Anyways, let's get to this depth chart. So the Bills, like I said, will host the Colts Saturday 1 o'clock, and of course the team released their first depth chart ahead of the preseason contest. Before each outing, the depth chart is updated, so stay tuned. So yes, things can change, and they will change all the way up until leading into week 1 of the regular season. So this is not set in stone, guys. I want you to know that. So let's get to it. Offense, Gabe Davis. Obviously, you guys know Gabe Davis is going to be the 2 right behind Stephon Diggs. So at left tackle, so let's get to that. So Gabe Davis, you know, he's your first team starter. Deion Dawkins at left tackle, we know this. Connor McGovern at left guard, we know this. Mitch Morse at center, we already know this, right? Like, these things are going to happen in the regular season. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So they have Ryan Bates at right guard starting at 1 right now. All right, I think that will change. I do. I do not think he will be the starting right guard when week 1 rolls around of the regular season, but we'll talk about that. Right tackle, Spencer Brown, which I knew that would be the case, and I think it should be. Quarterback, Josh Allen. Oh, what a shock. Running back, James Cook, which we kind of all figure that he would be the RB1. Reggie Gilliam at fullback, yes, we know this. At slot, here we go. This gets a little interesting. So they got it right now as a tie, or they have both guys listed as 1, which is Hardy and Khalil Shakir, and then obviously Stephon Diggs, your wide receiver 1. Now, for the defense, let's go into the defense. So Gregory Rousseau at edge, we know this. Defensive tackle Ed Oliver, of course. Daquan Jones right next to him, yes. Edge Von Miller, by the way, that will be Leonard Floyd when, until Von gets back. But anyway, so Von, they got starting. Matt Milano, linebacker. And then you got Bernard and Dotson listed as 1 for the middle linebacker spot. So yeah, it's looking like Spector is a little behind there, and it's looking like it's going to come down to either Bernard or Dotson. And right now they say Dotson has a slight lead over Bernard. If the season were to start today, it probably would be Dotson's job. Nickel corner would be Teron Johnson, also known as the slot corner. Cornerback Trey White, we know this. Now, here we go. This is interesting. CB2. Benford, Elam, and Jackson all listed as CB2. They're fighting for that CB2. So all 3 of those guys can win that job, according to the Buffalo Bills as of today. They're all still battling, for CB2. Safety Jordan Poyer, we know this, and Micah Hyde, Jordan ends it out at safety. All right, so let's get to the second. All right, so we got behind Gabe, you got Justin Shorter, which is a little surprising, but not too surprising because you got Ademan behind them, and then you got Patman and Shavers behind him. Second left behind Deion Dawkins is Tommy Doyle, which, yeah, I kind of figured that. David Edwards behind McGovern. David Edwards, solid piece out of L.A. Wasn't a bad player at all for the Rams. And then you got behind Morse was Mance. He's okay. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Mance. I think he's okay. Last year he made a couple mistakes, snapping the ball, a couple bad snaps. So I'm not crazy about a backup center. That is a reason why I would hope that they give the right guard, that Torrance beats out Bates for that right guard, and Bates can be the guy that backs up Mitch Morse if he goes down, which you never know. Is with Mitch Morse's concussion history, it's very possible that he could miss a game or two because of that, and I don't want that to happen, but I'm just throwing that out there. It'd be good to have Bates waiting in the wing, and really Bates waiting in the wing for any of these players, God forbid if they go down, because that's the kind of versatility he has at any position. He can go to any position, so that's a good thing about Bates. All right, backing Bates, obviously they have Torrance right now. I think Torrance is going to win that job, but we'll see. Right tackle Brandon Shell behind Brown. Listen, I know Shell's had not the best of camp, and neither has Quessenberry, by the way. But Shell proved last year that he can be a good right tackle when he played for the Dolphins. So we'll see. When the lights turn on, in preseason, and we're going against different opponents other than ourselves, maybe Shell will take a step forward and prove that he could be a quality depth piece on this team. Behind Josh Allen is Kyle Allen. Honestly, guys, geez, man. Not happy with either Kyle or Matt Barkley backing up Josh Allen. I got to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Right now, we have no other choice. I don't think there's anyone out there that they would want to pay, you know what I mean, to come in and back up Josh Allen. And hopefully we don't ever need any of these guys to back up Josh Allen. Behind James Cook right now is Damian Harris. And then behind Stephon Diggs, they got listed as Trent Sherfield. And that sounds about right. All right, now on defense. Behind Rousseau is Leonard Floyd, which for now, Floyd will fill in for Von Miller. But anyways, that's how they list it now. Behind Oliver is Jordan Phillips, which sounds about right to me. Behind Daquan is Tim Settle, who's actually had a pretty good camp. I don't think it's been amazing good, but he's had a pretty good camp. AJ Epinesa behind Von, which will be actually behind Floyd. Dorian Williams will be the outside linebacker backing up Matt Milano. Surprising that they put Dorian Williams at outside linebacker, but maybe they see something, better, there at that position. I don't know. And then Spector right now is your two behind Bernard or Dotson. A lot of people thought Spector, might have had a chance to win the job, but right now it's looking like middle linebackers going to Bernard or Dotson. And then that puts Spector at 3 after that. You know what I mean? Just throwing that out there. Cam Lewis backs up Teron Johnson. By the way, Cam Lewis has had a good camp himself, so that's good to know. And then backing up Trey is Jamarcus Ingram. Alex Austin has a long shot, by the way, to make the team. But we'll see. I like him. I do. I think he's had some good plays in camp. Backing up Poyer is Taylor Rapp. Man, listen, Taylor Rapp, once again, another player is having a good camp. A guy I was excited for when the Bills signed. I think you're going to see Rapp on the field with Poyer and Hyde at the same time, certain situations. So look for that this season. That's exciting. And then backing up Hyde is Damar Hamlin or Cam Lewis. They have it like a cut there, a little race there. I think it's going to be probably Cam. I'm going to be honest with you, but I think Damar makes a team. They can't cut Damar. They won't cut Damar. Right now, Damar is like, he's not the face of the team, obviously. That's Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, but really Josh Allen. But it just would be a bad PR move. I still think he can provide something for this team. But I just, the way Cam's playing in camp so far, and then obviously kind of maybe they want to baby step DeMar in. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. But I don't think DeMar's going to get cut, just a heads up. I think it would be a bad move by the Buffalo Bills in general. And then obviously your thirds right now, Marcel Aitman, Ryan Van DeMark for left tackle, left guard Ike Bacher, Alex Anderson at center, Nick Broker at right guard, David Quessenberry, by the way, he's had a bad camp at right tackle, Matt Barkley, once again, a guy, I love him, but he's this, man, practice squad guy, bro. Latavius Murray, by the way, he's had a good camp. And I still think, listen, they're going to keep all three running backs. They're going to keep Cook. They're going to keep Harris. They're going to keep Murray. Murray, man, he's bigger than I thought, man. 6'3", probably 6'4" with his cleats on. Who knows? And man, he's a power runner, man. He's not slowing down in camp. He looks sharp in camp. So Harris and Murray may wind up splitting duties. This season in the red zone and goal line situations, just throwing that out there, and short yardage situations as well. Keyshawn Johnson, who's had a pretty good camp as well, is third here on the list behind Sherfield. And let's see here. I won't bore you with that. I'll just tell you the rest. So Andy Isabella has a long shot, in my opinion. Though he's had an okay camp since coming here. I just, unless he makes the special teams, like a punt return, kick return, I just don't see a spot for him. I could be wrong. Edge, third, Boogie Basham. Fourth, Shane Ray and Klein. Listen, I think Shane Ray has an opportunity to get in that third spot over Boogie Basham. And I have a feeling Boogie Basham's either going to be traded or cut. I can't see him making the team. I got to be honest with you guys. Behind Phillips on DT is Kendall Vickers. And then Cortez Broughton is fourth. Puna Ford is behind Settle, which is a little surprising. I think Puna Ford will hop over Settle, in my opinion, by the time regular season starts. Just throwing that out there. DJ Dale has a long shot, by the way, making this team. I have a feeling that he's a practice squad player. And then you got Shaq Lawson behind Epinesa. Travis Howard is your third on linebacker, outside linebacker, which I don't even know if he'll make the team. AJ Klein is another guy that I could see getting cut or going to the practice squad. No one's going to pick him up on the practice squad. So even if they put him on the practice squad, I think he'll be okay. But who knows? He's one of those guys that's a McDermott guy. McDermott likes to keep guys around like that. So maybe he winds up making a team. I personally would like to see him on a practice squad. I don't think any team will pick him up. Nickel corner, third is Saran Neal. Really, really good special teams player. I just don't see. I think Cam's had he's a much better player filling in on that nickel spot if needed. Then you got Alex Austin, sure, third behind Trey. DeMar Lowe is your third on safety, and then Jared Maiden, who's probably another guy that either runs up in a practice squad or cut. And then also I got special teams guys, which you guys already know this. So Tyler Bass, your kicker. Sam Martin is your punter. Sam Martin is your placeholder. And then you got your punt returner, which is interesting. They got Hardy doing both punt return and kick return. And then Khalil Shakir in second, Andy Isabella third right now. Hey, I mean, if you're going to give that to Hardy, cool, man. Hardy's electric, so I wouldn't mind him being a punt returner and kick returner. I'm good with that, but we'll see what happens. Right now they got him in a slot as well. So we'll see. And then long snapper, Reed Ferguson, which you guys already know. So yeah, listen, a lot of these position battles are going to be won, in preseason, right? So this depth chart is not set in stone, right? It's not. This is just for week one. They're going to constantly change the depth chart, through the preseason. And then obviously they'll make it official the week of the regular season, a couple days. Usually they do it 3-4 days before the first regular season game against the Jets on Monday night. So listen, there's a lot of guys that need to handle their business in preseason. I think Osiris Torrance is one of those, and I think he's going to show it. And I think the Bills are going to have no choice but to start him at right guard. And it's a smart thing to do. Now, if he just bombs out, just does not look good in preseason, listen, I'm all good for that. I'm all good with Ryan Bates going in at right guard, if that's the case, because we got to protect Josh. And, for as much as I like Torrance and I see his upside, if he fails to look good in preseason and needs more work, then yeah, go ahead and start Ryan Bates. But if this dude comes out preseason, looks sharp, bowling people around, then there's no reason why they should have Ryan Bates start week one at right guard. And like I said earlier, you can have Ryan Bates waiting in the wing for, God forbid, if a player goes down, you have a quality guy that can go in there and fill in no problem, right? You put him at right guard, player goes down. Now it's like, now we're doing this musical chair thing again, and I hate that. I can't stand that. And you got Mance at center, blah, blah, blah. It's typical Buffalo Bills offensive line. And right now you have the opportunity to have a good quality guy like Bates waiting in the wing, like I said, because we need a player like that. And I just feel like Torrance is a better right guard in my opinion. Anyways, then you got Shakir and you got Sherfield battling. And right now it's a close race. I got to be honest with you guys. So that's going to come down to preseason well. And then obviously CB2 is interesting. It's three-way race between Dane Jackson, Christian Benford, and Kyer Elam. Listen, I like Dane. I do. But it's time for the young guys to step up, and you drafted him for a reason, especially Kyer. He's a first-round pick. And Christian Benford's looked excellent in camp so far, too. And listen, I think I wouldn't be mad at either one, but I would prefer Elam or Benford over Dane. I just feel like they have more upside. They play a little bit more physical. But listen, I'm not saying cut Dane. Dane's a good player, good rotational piece, good depth guy. But I think it's going to boil down to Benford and Elam for that CB2 role. And Benford right now, I think, has the lead on all of them, in my opinion. And then we go down to, let me go back to that depth chart. Sorry, guys. So then we got, let me go back up, guys. Sorry about that. We got running back. So I was saying earlier that I feel like Damian Harris and Latavius Murray, I think Harris will wind up being your RB2 heading into the season, but I wouldn't look past that. Like I wouldn't look too much into that. I think Murray and Harris are going to split times. I think they're going to, at the end of the season, you're going to wind up seeing they both have like similar amount of carries, I think, personally. And if Harris can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, then yeah, I feel like they're both going to do something good here for the Buffalo Bills this year. If they both can stay healthy, I can see them both having a good amount of touchdowns, especially if they're used in the red zone and goal line situations, short yardage. I mean, Murray's a big dude, man, 6'3". That's the kind of guy the Buffalo Bills have been missing, that kind of bulldozer kind of running back. And yeah, I love that pick, by the way, in the offseason. It was a great addition, for a thing that we've been missing on this team, which is a bigger back. We've always had these shorter backs since God knows when, right? And yeah, it's good to see. Also, the other thing, let me see here on this depth chart, that Justin Shorter being behind Gabe is interesting for a rookie. They might, let's see what he does in preseason. I'm interested in that because I thought maybe he would be a practice squad guy, but maybe he's jumped up a little bit on that depth chart. The other interesting thing I think is Poona Ford, where they have Tim Settle over Poona. I think Poona winds up getting that job, getting more reps, snap counts than Tim Settle, in my opinion. But Settle's had a good camp. Poona's had a good camp. Maybe they're going to battle it out, see who gets more that rotation. But I like them both. Both are making the team regardless. And Jordan Phillips is going to be interesting. I want to see how he does in preseason. They got to knock the rust off. This is only his first week back after that injury. He's lost some weight, which is good. That might keep him from injuring, cause less injuries. We'll see how it goes in preseason. I'm curious if they have him play week 1 or they hold him out till week 2 because he just got back, guys. So how confident are they to throw him in there? We'll see. Time will tell. We got a couple more days, right? So preseason. So, and then I want to jump on to NFL Top 100. Let me share that screen too as well for you guys. So Josh Allen. Let me get that. Josh Allen was number 8. So last year he was 13th. So this is the highest he's been on the NFL Top 100. Let me push that over. So as you can see here, and by the way, shout out to Bills Wire for doing the article. So with the last of the NFL's Top 100 players list revealed, we finally heard Josh Allen's name called. The Buffalo Bills quarterback finished at the number 8 overall spot. He's the highest ranked player from Buffalo on on the top 100 to appear. And then you got other players that were on this year were number 69. Matt Milano came in at 69. Coming in at 57 was Jordan Poyer, and then Stephon Diggs at 16. And being named at number 8, Allen is still only the 4th highest quarterback on the list. Others ahead of him are Burrow, Hurts, and Mahomes. So Burrow came in at 6, Hurts came in at 3rd, and Mahomes at 1st. And that's crazy that Hurts came in at 3rd. He wasn't even in the top 100 last year. So crazy. I just don't agree with that, guys. I know this is voted by the players, but listen. Hurts had a great year, went to the Super Bowl, no doubt about it. He definitely deserves to be on this list. But Allen, to me, is a better quarterback. He's proven that year after year. Let's be real, Hurts finally had one good season. I don't know if that you could just automatically put him 3rd best quarterback in the NFL. It's crazy. I'm sorry, 3rd highest, top 100, and the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL. I just don't agree with that. Now you can make an argument between Burrow and Allen, and I can hear that. I would pick Allen, but I understand why someone would say Burrow had a better season last year. I get that. But if I were to rank it right now, I would have Mahomes and Allen and then Burrow. And I guess Hurts. I have to look at the rest of the quarterback class out there, but I don't know if I totally agree with that. But once again, man, he's still in the top 10 of the top 100 NFL players. This is voted on by the players, so I got to respect that. This isn't like just some ESPN list or just these reporters that don't know what the hell they're talking about most of the time. So I'll respect the players if that's what they think. Once again, this means nothing, but it's still pretty cool to see that the Buffalo Bills got some love, because listen, I've watched this NFL Top 100 for a long time, for many, many years. And before Josh got on there, I think he got on there in 2021 or 2020 when he got 87, right? Something like that, 87, 89. I remember, oh my God, a Buffalo Bill finally made a top 100. It was crazy. Like, I remember the last one before Josh, I think was, I want to say was Shady McCoy and Jerry Hughes got on there a while back. But yeah, we very rarely do, Buffalo Bills made the top 100, especially in our, the drought times back then. I don't even know if there was a top 100 back then, but either way, I just remember not many Bills players making the top 100, but yeah, it's good to see. And now, obviously, there were some guys that didn't make it this year that were on there last year. Micah Hyde was on there last year. He didn't make it. And I understand he got hurt. Von Miller didn't make it. And I don't know about that, because I think Von Miller still should have been on the top 100. He had a good season last year up until he got hurt. And he kind of got hurt late. He got hurt in Thanksgiving. So he played 3/4 of the season, I would say. And he was looking good, man. So, but it is what it is. I get it. Yeah, man. So that's it for me for today. The Bills had today off of practice at training camp. Tomorrow they resume, and then Thursday is the last day of practice at St. John Fisher, and then Saturday is the game at 1 o'clock at Highmark, a.k.a. the Ralph, a.k.a. the Rich. And then, yeah, man. So I'll be doing videos tomorrow. Obviously, training camp recap. I'll be doing a training camp recap. I can't talk. Training camp recap on Thursday. And then Friday, we have Friday Night Lights at 8:30, which we'll be previewing the Bills-Colts game. And then Saturday, I'm going to, because I told you guys I was on the fence with it, I'm going to do a post-game, a live post-game show right after the Bills-Colts game. So we can all talk about what we liked, what we saw, and that will be a fun show to do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this preseason is going to be really fun to watch because there's a lot. This is, like I said, this is the best team I think the Buffalo Bills have made, like at least in the McBean era, with depth, meaning this is the best well-rounded team. Now, the offensive line right now, I would say the tackles are a little worrying me, right? That right tackle spot, Spencer Brown could do his job, hold his own. then I'm good. As long as he can stay healthy, do his job, we're good. You know what I mean? And I think Brandon Shell will pick it up in preseason, but it still kind of worries me a little bit there. And I'm excited to see, like I said, the rookies, Dalton Kincaid, Osiris Torrance, Dorian Williams. I'm excited to see the new players, the receivers we got in Sherfield and Hardy. I'm excited to see Shakir in his second year. I want to see what he does in preseason. So there's a lot of guys I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to Poona Ford, Leonard Floyd. I don't know how much Leonard Floyd, how much they'll let him play if he even plays the first game or not. But you will see like Settle and Poona Ford. And I'm interested to see, obviously, the CB2, who's going to win that battle. So there's a lot to watch. That's what I'm saying, guys. So this preseason is exciting. It really, really is. And, man, I would suggest you guys watch every single preseason game because it's going to matter. It's going to matter. Anyways, guys, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.